Welcome to Clarence Sports Talkative Jones, presented by Player Progression Goals. Alert, Mental Health Awareness Month. Remember to treat yourself, respect yourself, and love yourself. God bless. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening and downloading. Whether you're on video, on YouTube, or you're listening on audio, I appreciate your support. We have a guest on with us today, Northwood Academy Varsity girls basketball head coach Ginnell Curtis. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Doing good. Yes, doing good. Happy to have you back on. You last been on 2022, March 10th actually. So the last time we spoke was March 10th of 2022 on the Clarence Sports Talk with Jones podcast. So I'm glad to have you back and catch up on a lot of interesting things that I see you've been having going on with your programs, and I'm happy to be able to talk about it. So let's pretty much dive into it. You haven't really been on my podcast since 22. How's the last three seasons been going at Northwood Academy? For the varsity basketball girls program. Like, what's been going on these last past 3 days? Well, 3 years. I'm sorry, 3 years,
3 years,
three
yes.
seasons.
So
Yeah.
the last 2 years, we were region champs, and this year we came in second.
Mhm.
And then those last 2 years also, we went to the state championship. Unfortunately, we lost. Last year we lost by two, so that was kind of devastating a little bit to get that close.
Yeah.
And this year we just made it to the semifinals. So still pretty good. I'm winning records over 500, and one of my players each year I've had someone that go off to college, so that's a blessing. They get to go play at the collegiate level. So I would say it's going well. We're moving in the right direction.
Great. So for the past three seasons, program is definitely going up. So that's great to
Yes.
hear. What kind of challenges the past three seasons that your team been facing from on the court, off the court, even heading into this season? Like, what type of challenges that your team and you will be facing or have already faced the past three seasons?
Well, injuries is always key. Definitely in women's sports. I mean, you saw this year with Juju tearing her ACL. I had that. Unfortunately, that happened to my daughter her junior year, and that was a big blow for us. We did end up going to the state championship, but she was a vital piece to our program, and so just the injury piece. And I'm private school, so I never know what I'm gonna get each year. So I'm not fortunate like some of these public schools that have big tryouts and have to cut a lot of people. So a lot of times what I have is what I get. Unless God sends some people my way, and and that's usually the case in the years I've been there.
Right. As far as some of your scrims and weakness, even I hate using the word weakness, but I say more of improvements. What are your teams and scrims and improvements? I hate using weakness.
Yeah, I got you. So my strength is
Yeah.
I pride myself in our defense and going after people and causing havoc on the court. Our weakness, I've really in a while I haven't had a really big girl, you know what I'm saying? Like a dominant
Mhm.
post down low. So we really had to rely on, our forwards and our guards to do a lot of our rebounding. And so, if you can't get rebounds, it's hard to run transition and things like that. But I would say if that was a weakness, just getting a big girl, like a 6 footer that is dominant down low.
Right. Got you. So when it comes to your teams, because everybody, every program is, in that recruitment, trying to, get your players recruited or trying to recruit players to your team. How's the process been like, for your program, as far as the, trying to get recruits, trying to get your players recruited to college or trying to get players to come play at your high school for your varsity girls team? What has that process been like? Like, what are the steps like, the challenges?
Well, we can't recruit at my high school. So
Okay.
the people, anybody that want to come to our school, they first have to make contact with us. But
Gotcha.
far as college recruiting, I pride myself in telling my girls to sell themselves on Twitter, tag coaches, play travel basketball, get on a circuit, and that'll help also you to get seen. We have huddle at our school, so we film every game, so that's a tool where I send films to college coaches. They just don't want to see highlights because they know highlights is all the good stuff, but they want to see what you do when you turn the ball over, what you do when you miss a shot, how's your body language on the court, how do you run off during a timeout and things like that. So with that being said, we film our games, and our girls have the opportunity of making, you know, their own highlights, just get some film. And also I can send those to college coaches. And I pride myself in networking too. I know a lot of college coaches. So I also, if I feel like it's someone that can play on that level, I'll reach out to them personally too.
I think it's kind of cool that your school don't allow recruitment because believe it or not, coach, like a lot of programs don't supposed to be doing it, but they are doing it. So that's
Oh
good. You're
yes, they
doing it
are
the
doing
fair
it.
way. That's good. You're doing it the right way. The fair way. You're not cheating, trying to get the top guard or the top center or the top forward. So that's good. You're doing it the right way. Staying on recruiting, and you mentioned college coaches. What the communication is like, far as through email, phone call, face to face. How are you doing these communication? With these college coaches, trying to get your players, opportunities.
Email is a key, because I mean, just to the parents, coaches don't want to hear from you because they know you're going to try to sell your child. So it's better coming from a coach, that even high school or AAU coach. And also phone numbers. Yeah, I mean, I make calls too. I had a player last year. She wanted to go upstate, and I made a couple calls to some of those schools and just asked, "Hey, they're visiting. Do you mind? Do you have time for them to come in and have a conversation?" And a lot of them, if they have time, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I do both. I use both tools, phone and emails.
I like that. Do you feel like high school ball and AU are pretty much on the same level, or do you feel like any differences or difficulties when it come to operations, communication, scheduling? Like, do you feel it's on the same level, or do you feel like one has the edge over the other?
I don't feel like they're on the same level, and the reason why is because college coaches are not coming to every high school, so it has to be a reason for them to come out and watch those games. But AAU will provides that platform, so those players can get seen. If they're in the right circuit, they're playing with the right team. It's a lot of AAU teams out here, so it's a lot of people out there for money. So you just gotta a lot. I would just say to the parents, you gotta do your research and educate yourself that you're putting your child in a position to get seen. Because just for example, we go to Run for the Roses. They have over 100 courts. If you're on court 100, you're not getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, them college coaches not walking all the way around there. So, but if you want to just, keep your child active and playing, then I say do that. But if you're looking for them to get recruited, that's not always, just jumping on the team is not the right thing just to do. You got to do your research. But I don't think it's level. I think AU definitely has an edge. Now, if you
Gotcha.
have that prospect, you know what I'm saying, that made noise in AAU, then they will come to the high school and see them. You know what I'm saying? And you can, as a coach, like high school coaches, we can set up workouts where we can invite colleges to see our players work out too. So we can do we play a part in it, but I do
Yeah.
think AAU has the edge.
Now, do you feel like someday down the line, the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it would get even, or do you feel like AAU will always have that upper edge over the high school operation, leagues, schedule, and all that?
Um, I don't see it. Because the transfer portal is out there now.
Yeah.
So like I said, unless you're that prospect, I don't see these college coaches just traveling to all these high schools to see these kids. So the AAU puts them where they can go court for court. You know what I'm saying? They get the big book and they can, what I'm saying, go and take their notes and stuff and go see different players. And I'm pretty sure they have a schedule. Or they might just be watching somebody else and they see a gym at this court. So I don't.
Right.
I think that's a one-stop shop when they go to these tournaments and they get to see all these players. Versus if I go to that high school, you know what I'm saying, I'm just seeing two teams and I may not see nobody. So unless it's a prospect on that team that gets their attention, they're not going to come.
Got it. Now that Charleston Raptors team that you be pretty much talking about and promoting on your
Mhm.
platforms, are you actually on that staff? Or are you helping out? Are you actually running the Charleston Raptors, or just your
I
daughters
don't
just
run it.
play for them?
I'm the 17U coach. So yeah, I'm one of the
Okay.
coaches. Yeah.
Okay. Got
Hmm.
it. Now, have the Charleston Raptors have far as your experience, have been experiencing that same thing where you're noticing like AAU, versus high school level is still kind of like the Raptors has maybe got the edge over my high school because of, like I say, like I guess the way it runs as far as operation and coaches get to go, college coaches get to go all over 100 gyms. Like pretty much
Right.
like is the Raptors still in that same boat as we may
Yeah,
get
I think
looked at, but
so.
hey, we still want okay. But you guys
Yeah.
still balling and still putting forth your effort to get looked at.
Yeah, and that's I mean, I guess people got to decide what they want out of the AU. Like
True.
my kids, of course they play to get seen, but they play to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't play during the summer, you're going to be behind. If that's your goal, to go to college, if that's your goal to even get better next season for your high school. So if you're not
Right.
playing, then it's hard for you to get that experience.
That's true. Now you was once an athlete. Now your daughter's athletes. Help me get the name right, coach. I definitely don't want to mess it up. I know, is it Alaya and Malia? Or help me get it right, coach.
Alea,
Correct me.
Alea and Malia. They don't rhyme. A lot of people like to rhyme,
Alaya
but
and Malia.
Alea and Malia.
Okay.
Birch. Yeah.
Got it, got it. So all three of you are athletes. So pretty much how has it started far as their journey for their passion of sports? How it started and how it's going now. Like how did it started from those, days?
Well, I was playing basketball while they were in the womb. Now, but I was playing on this little, little women's league or whatever. But no, I've been coaching for as long as they've been born, so they've always been in the gym rats. So when they saw me, coaching their brother or doing individual workouts, they were on the side doing it too. So I think my oldest, you know what I'm saying, she got the first, because she was the oldest, but then the youngest, I see her growth. She's a little bit more wiser because she's been around it and she's, what I'm saying, she's watched her brother, she's watched her sister, her older sister. So yeah, they just been in it because I've been coaching and for that long. So they kind of just got, thrown in it, but it's in their genes. So yeah.
Got it. So how long they been playing? What's their height, weight, positions, the weakness, improvements, scrims? What do you think?
Okay. Alea is she's 19 and she's actually just finished her first year at Savannah State playing on their basketball team. And
Nice.
yeah, she's 5'9", about 165 pounds. She's very solid. Um, she's um she's a combo guard. She can play, but she actually can play 1 through 3.
Okay.
She's a great rebounder. When she played in high school, she averaged 12 points a game. I'm at 12 rebounds for us a game. At 5'9". She played volleyball, so she could jump really, really good. But her strength is that she's versatile. She can do a lot of things with the basketball, shoot it and drive. And defensively, she can guard 1 through 5. Really can. A lot of people try to lob it over, but she'll jump up and get it. If they don't know her. And yeah, so she just completed her first year at Savannah State. Malia, she's a rising junior. And
Okay.
Malia had to grow up real quick because my sister, now her sister tore her ACL that year, and she was an eighth grader. So she helped lead us to a state championship as an eighth grader. She went back her ninth grade year and 10th grade year. We got to the semifinals, but she's been all region for us. She just scored her 1,000 point this year, and she's a point guard. She's 5'5", and her strength is she has a high IQ. I would really say that she really knows the game. She's a facilitator. She can score, and
Oh,
we usually put her on our best defenders. I mean best the other team's best
offense player.
offensive players. Yeah, so
Gotcha.
yeah, she's all around. But I love her IQ. Her knowledge of the game is high above just being a sophomore.
Cool. Now going back to let me make sure I get it right. Alaya, you say Aliyah?
Alea,
Okay,
Alea.
Alaya. So going back to her because I heard you mention volleyball, and I remember you posting something on social media. I think back in about a couple of weeks ago. She was in a choice between a volleyball scholarship and a basketball scholarship. So how
Mhm.
did that work out? How did that play out?
So she did have offers for both, but
Okay.
her heart was leaning her more into basketball, but she said she's never done one, so she wanted to like commit, especially at the collegiate level. She wanted to commit to just one and really see where she could go with that or whatever. She still loves volleyball, and I know she misses it, but I thought it was a
Mhm.
great choice because I played in college and it's tough. It's a job, and if you really want to take it to the next level, then you need to, you know what I'm saying, like you got to be locked in. You got to put that extra in for that sport. So that's why she wanted to just commit to one.
Nice, nice. Now, as far as for both of your daughters, what are their goals as far as on the education side? What are they majoring in? What they do they want to do besides sports? Anything else they probably passionate about or thinking about? Considering a career in another field if basketball don't work out or if basketball do work out, maybe when they retire. Is
Right.
this like a major that they looking at? Any career?
Yes. Alea, she wants to be an elementary school teacher, second
Nice.
grade. So she's really good. She babysits sometimes, and she really loves the kids. Malia, she's undecided right now, and she's a rising junior in high school. But I can see her doing something like sports management. She did talk to me about like maybe sports management and
Nice.
business. Yeah.
Okay. Now with Malia, I know it's still early in her career, but has any college coaches came calling you, emailing you about her, or could it be possibly in the
Yeah, she's
works?
had a
Or
few interests. Yeah, some interests. People calling. Yeah, yes, definitely. Last year, she left. We went to Chicago, and she had a couple reaching out, and she's talked to a couple. So I'll keep them
no.
nameless right now. So, but
Oh no, definitely,
yeah,
because I don't blame you. I would do the same thing. You never want to
yeah,
put it all out there because if you put it all
right,
out there,
right,
you go
right,
to competition and everybody be, either adding or
exactly.
erasing. So no, I definitely get you keeping that zip
Yeah,
zip. So pretty much a family of three, all three, all three y'all ballers. Who would win in a game of 21?
me.
Wow, just
Cause
like
I'm gonna
that?
play smarter. I'm gonna play smarter. Now, in my prime, it would definitely be me. In my prime, it would definitely be me. They're a
Nice.
little. I'm a little older now, and they're a little faster and quicker than me. So, Alea may have an edge, but I'm gonna always choose me. I'm gonna always choose me.
All right. Staying on the family of three, all y'all ballers. Who got
Well,
the
I got
best
four. My son. I just want you to know,
four?
I have an oldest son. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Okay, well, let's include him in there right now. If we
Okay.
put him in that game of 21, who's winning, in that game of four? Who's winning?
Me, I'm telling you, I'm never gonna count
Ah,
myself. No, he's 6 foot. He got, you know what I'm saying? He got some height. So, and he goes to the gym all the time. So he might just muscle us down. So, you know.
nice, nice. Okay, so staying on the family of four, all ballers. Who has the best handle, best defender, best shooter?
So I'm gonna take me out. So in my prime, it was gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? You can look at my
Okay.
stats right now at UNC Pembroke. I was actually, it's crazy that you asked that question. I was looking up the NCAA like Division 2 because I went to UNC Pembroke. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it was a couple of years I was like top five in scoring, top 10 in steals, top 10 in assists.
Wow.
So I was showing the girls that the other night, and I was like, look at your
Yeah.
mom, you know what I'm saying? Because they hear that you play, but actually they never got to see me play. So all my film is on VHS. So I'm trying to convert it now. But
I
yeah,
don't blame you.
I think my son would definitely beat them in 21, but Alea.
Okay.
They would Leia and Malia both would give him a run for his money. Yeah.
Got it. So,
Yeah, Malia and Leia, I mean, I think Malia got some good handle and Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus taught them some stuff. So yeah.
and best
Yeah. It'll
defender,
be good
best
competition.
shooter,
Huh?
best defender, best shooter, best defender, best shooter.
Best shooter, Malia. Best defender, Alea and Cyrus. Yeah. Mhm.
Got it. Got it. Cool. Well, that's a pretty competitive, sports. Because pretty much, I think you gave a win out of each category. So, like, you just didn't pick it all on you. So, I like how you was
Right,
able to
right,
balance it out, and make sure it's fair. That way, nobody will be like, "Hey, mom, I heard this," and you know what? So,
right.
good, good. Let's talk about the women's college basketball coach. Do you feel like the NIL is playing a good role in it, or a bad role, or it's confusing, or like, what do you see the future NIL with women's college basketball heading to?
I love the fact that these kids can get some money, but I think it's tearing down the game, meaning the loyalty of players. they could be at a winning school, but feel like they're gonna get more at this other school. So it's hard for a coach. I feel like as a coach, it's hard for you to build your program and keep growing it in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you're gonna have these players for 4 years like back in the day, but you may not have them, and now I gotta start over and find that, that elite player, that key player again. And I think it's a positive. I think it's and then again, I think it's a negative because kids are just so easily leaving, chasing that money. And in some situations, they do need it, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, especially D1, they're giving them, they get some money, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes. So I feel like they don't really have to chase as hard, but everybody's situation is different. So, yeah.
Got it, got it. Now, when it comes to the WNBA, do you feel like that, that league is where it needs to be at? Or do you feel like it's still some more work, more growth, or how do you feel about the W right now?
The W is growing. I love it. I love to see it. Like the attendance, I mean, we were struggling getting people at those games, but now, shoot, I went online to look at Atlanta Dream ticket. Shoot, $300 more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I mean, you ain't gonna find no cheap tickets no more. So, I'm excited
Definitely.
for the women's sports, and I mean, just women basketball. You see, like even people are watching these games. We have some exciting games, so we're definitely moving in the right direction. And it's for a woman, it's a beautiful thing, to see that we, our arenas are getting filled up just like the NBA. So it's a positive.
Definitely. I feel the same way. Have you heard about that league? I think it just started last year. It was co-founded by I think Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. It's called the Unrivaled League. Have you been
Yeah,
watching it?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a 3-on-3. They play for
yeah. I
like a
saw.
lot of
Yeah,
money, one on one.
yeah.
What you think about that?
I love it. I love it. I don't think it's hurting anything. I mean,
I like it
any
too.
any way we can showcase our skills, women, basketball, it's a positive. I think, you know what I'm saying. So, I love it. I
Got
hope
it.
that
Got it.
W get more teams. I think we need more teams because with the draft and people getting waived and stuff like that, you would like to have more teams, more opportunities for these girls to stay on and play. So.
Right, right. You remind me of Coach. Like I say, I haven't seen you play yet, but just hearing you talk about the game of basketball, I can't think of the woman's name right now because I'm having a brain fart. I hate it because as soon as I get off air, I'm going to remember the name. But she played for the Aces. She's their point guard. I think she's number 12. She played with Angel Wilson, but she's their point guard, number 12, I think, for the Aces. I
For
can't think
who?
of the name right now, but huh?
For the Aces? Who
Yeah,
you say?
but like I said, she number 12. She the point guard for the Aces. I can't think of the name right now because I'm having a brain fart, but just the way you talk about the game, you kind of remind me of her. So I can only imagine seeing you play. I'm pretty sure y'all
Yeah.
probably had the same game, but she was a point guard, like I said, and she's still in the W now. I just can't think of the
Right.
name. I hate it, but
Yeah. Um.
I'm more like I'll send it to you. But yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much, let's wrap it up with this. I don't know what to call it, fake drama or lies, or some people say it's not lies or it's not drama. But what's your thoughts on Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark? Do you feel like the league is out of control? Do you feel like everybody's ganging up all on Clark? Everybody's ganging up on Reese? Is it outside people just trying to get clickbait or people making up lies? What do you stand in this Angel Reese and Clark situation that's been going on?
I think it's entertainment. I think people are dragging it out to get for a story. You know what I'm saying? Even I go back to that last incident where she fouled her hard and stuff like that. And I think, I mean, it was a hard foul. I thought it
Yeah,
was. Did I think it was deserving all the extra? No. I mean, maybe you say something, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? Look like you about to
yeah.
fight. But I do think Clark, it's been a couple games I've been watching her. She has a smart mouth, you know what I'm saying? And I think, no,
I'm
I
a
think
Fever
she's
fan,
making
coach. Be
them
careful. I'm a Fever
right.
fan. Be careful. I just
No, I think she knows nobody's gonna hit her, you know what I'm saying, because of their career. So,
yeah,
she's throwing the rock, hiding the hand, you know what I'm saying? And but she just been be careful because somebody ain't gonna hide the hand one day. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna hide their hand, they're gonna bop her in the face. But I don't want that to
right,
happen. But I just think
right,
it's I think they just need to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that. I mean, talk some friendly junk, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. But at the end of the day, you
yeah,
got kids watching. We got a good fan base. You got kids looking up to y'all. Come on, man, show them the right way. Show them the right
All
way how
right.
to ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I stand on that. Just I mean, I think it's just trying to provide drama and you know what I'm saying, just more entertainment, more views and stuff like that. So that's why they dragging it out.
Got it. And I got to get your winner for this year, WNBA championship. Of course, I got the Fever winning, but who do you got winning this year?
I think
Are
I'm
you
going
still
to go with New
undecided?
York.
Liberty is stacked. I was watching
Yeah, I
this
think I'm gonna
past
go with New
Sunday.
York.
Yeah, Liberty is stacked. Yeah, they added what's the girl name? Was it Natasha Cloud? I think they added her. I think
Mhm.
from Phoenix. But yeah, they got a good roster. But I
Yeah.
still think last year the W kind of cheated for them last year. I thought
What?
Minnesota.
Really?
I thought Minnesota Lynx should have got some calls that didn't got their
Oh
way.
yeah.
Referee was more calling for the Liberty. I feel like, but it was a good
Oh Lord,
series. It
you
was a
one
good
of
series,
them.
definitely.
Listen, like
Yeah, I
I tell
mean,
my
hey,
teams, don't put yourself in a situation to rely on the referee's calls. So, you know,
I love the
have a
Feast of
good
Cloud. I
lead so
just
you
feel
don't
like
have to
they
worry about
play
it.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes
It's
referees
gonna be a
just
good one.
interfere. Yeah, yeah, cool. Okay, so you going with Liberty?
Yep.
Got it, cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Coach. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all this information from your program to your daughters to college women's basketball to W. I thank you for coming on. I really appreciate
Thank
your
you for
support
having
and
me. I
being
appreciate
today.
it.
Definitely,
Thank
definitely. I
you for
want to
what
thank
you're
everybody.
doing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
I just said thank you for highlighting women's sports and thank you for all you do
Definitely.
also. I thank God, you know what I'm saying, for everything he's given me. So and my beautiful kids and for the opportunity just to be their mom and coach them. So a lot of people don't get the opportunity. I don't take it for granted. So
Amen.
and
Amen. And let's
shout out my
close out
son
with your
too.
social. Yeah, yeah,
What you
yeah,
say?
yeah. Definitely shout out to your son. Let's close out with your social medias. Like where can we find you? If a player or a coach or a college, want to get in contact with you, emails, social media.
Okay. My email is Ginnell at yahoo.com. So GINNELLCURTIS at yahoo.com. My social media um mm, is Ginnell Curtis. So on Twitter and Instagram is Jenny Kurt 22. So I probably changed that. But it's GINNYCURT 22. I was 22 in
Got
college,
it.
so
And
yeah.
let's get your daughter's social medias in it as well, and your son. Let's get all their social medias involved.
So Alea is Birch Alea. No, hers is Alea Birch. Yeah,
Okay.
15. ALAYAH and Birch BIRCH 15. Malia is BIRCH. Malia MALIYAH, and that's Twitter. And my son is just Cyrus Birch. CYRUSBIRCH. Yeah. So yeah.
Got it. That's
Yeah.
what's up, Coach. Thanks again. I want to throw in one more question. So, being that we both are coaches, I've had plenty of problems with referees. So, you mean to tell me out of your whole coaching career, Coach, you never had no problem with the referee not calling it your way? Not first quarter, second quarter, third, not one time?
Well, you never
Coach,
see
you
me coach,
perfect.
sis. You know, no, you've
Co-
never seen me coach. I get on those. I get on those
Oh,
referees.
okay, got
They
it.
are
Okay,
horrible.
got
Yeah, it's a lot of.
it.
I mean, my thing is, I don't want you to give me nothing. I want you to call the game, and I want you to call the game fairly. That's always what I say to them. I don't want you to give my team no extra. I don't want you to give that team no extra. I want you to call the game fairly, and that's all I ask for. So.
Got
Yeah, I
it.
get on
Cool.
them. I get on them. Yeah. But I don't get a tick. I don't get a tick. So
Got it. Cool. Well, thanks again for coming on, Coach. I appreciate you, and I
thank
look forward to
you.
having you on again. Thank you again.